first glance, the icy surface of Jupiter's moon Europa appears to be a frozen wasteland, a deep freeze where nothing changes and no life could survive. But researchers have long known there's more to Europa than meets the eye. In the 1990s and early 2000s, NASA's Galileo probe swooped low over Europa's icy landscape. Close-up pictures revealed a geologically young surface and unusual formations in the ice. Grooved ridges and crustal plates looked like they had broken apart and rafted into new positions floating on subsurface water or slush. Similar ice patterns are found in the Earth's own Arctic. Indeed, it is now widely believed that Europa harbors a vast ocean beneath its frozen exterior. The ocean is deep enough to cover the whole surface of Europa and, according to some estimates, contains more liquid water than all of Earth's oceans combined. However, being so far from the sun, Europa's surface is completely frozen, with a crust some tens of miles thick. This begs the question, could such a closed-off environment be a habitat for life? New research just published in the journal Nature suggests that Europa might not be so closed off after all. Galileo's mission came to an end in 2003 when the probe was plunged intentionally into Jupiter's atmosphere, but researchers continue to study the treasure trove of data Galileo beamed back to Earth. A group led by focused on Europa's chaos terrain, circular, bumpy features on Europa's surface that had long intrigued researchers. It turns out that similar terrains are found on Earth, on ice shelves, and under glaciers overlaying volcanoes, based on what is known of it in the study. It's the only convincing model that fits the full range of observations. According to the analysis, one of the chaos terrains apparently overlies a body of liquid the area of the North American Great Lakes. Moreover, the authors believe that ice shelves on top of the lake are collapsing, providing a way to transfer nutrients and energy between the surface and Europa's vast underground ocean. We see evidence that even though Europa's ice shell is thick, it can mix vigorously, says Schmidt. That could make Europa and its ocean more habitable. Given the number of chaos terrains on Europa's surface, many more such lakes might exist. The data opens up some compelling scientists worldwide will want to take a close look at this analysis and review the data before we can fully appreciate the implication of these results. Final proof might require a trip to Europa by a spacecraft designed to probe the icy shell. Such a mission is being studied by NASA.
NASA wrapped up its second underway recovery test August 4th with the Orion spacecraft off the coast of San Diego, California. The agency teamed with Lockheed Martin, the U.S. Navy, and the Department of Defense's Human Spaceflight Support Detachment 3 to evaluate primary and alternative methods to recover Orion after the spacecraft safely splashes down in the ocean at the conclusion of future deep space missions. Orion's first spaceflight test with splashdown in the Pacific Ocean is targeted for December. During an August 8th news briefing at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, NASA released new video from last month's low-density supersonic decelerator test in Hawaii and discussed early results of the test. The successful cross-cutting demonstration of the LDSD project's saucer-shaped test vehicle was designed to evaluate technologies for safely landing larger and heavier payloads on the surface of Mars and other planets with atmospheres.
Touchdown confirmed. We're safe on Mars.
August 5th Pacific Time was the 2-year anniversary of the Curiosity rover's landing on Mars after surviving the dreaded 7 minutes of terror descent to the Martian surface. To help mark the occasion, a book release of Mars Up Close at National Geographic in Washington, D.C. included a panel discussion with author Mark Kaufman and several NASA representatives. Curiosity continues to explore Mars, but it's met its major objective of finding evidence of a past environment that could have supported microbial life. On August 4th, NASA Administrator Charlie Bolden visited the Naval Research Laboratory in Washington to view the Magnetospheric Multiscale Spacecraft, or MMS, following the observatory's final thermal vacuum test at the lab. Targeted to launch in 2015, MMS is a quartet of spacecraft that will investigate a mysterious process known as magnetic reconnection, during which magnetic fields around Earth connect and disconnect, explosively releasing energy. The mission also will provide the first three-dimensional views of this fundamental process that occurs throughout our universe. During an August 5th flight aboard an aircraft equipped with NASA remote sensing technology previously developed for Mars exploration, engineers from Glenn Research Center imaged western Lake Erie to learn more about the algal bloom that contaminated water supplies in parts of Ohio and Michigan recently. NASA and NOAA satellite imagery currently is used to identify, monitor, and map potentially harmful algal blooms, but can be obscured by weather. Airborne remote sensing makes monitoring possible during cloud cover and in parts of the world where satellite imagery is not available. The same day as the algal bloom flight, results of more than 30 projects were presented by young earth science professionals at the annual Develop Earth Science Applications Summer Showcase at NASA headquarters. The projects were designed to demonstrate innovative and practical applications of NASA Earth observations to community concerns around the globe, addressing a wide range of environmental and public policy issues. The Develop program bridges the gap between NASA Earth science and society, enabling participants and partner organizations to better handle the challenges facing society today and in the future. Administrator Bolden was at Goddard Space Flight Center recently to announce with Small Business Administrator Maria Contreras-Sweet and U.S. Senator Ben Cardin, a member of the Senate Small Business and Entrepreneurship Committee, the 2013 Small Business Federal Procurement Scorecard. NASA received an A, up from a C 3 years earlier. NASA's Office of Small Business Programs helps develop small businesses in high-tech areas, including technology transfer and commercialization of technology. NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope has helped astronomers confirm the discovery of the nearest rocky planet outside our solar system. The planet, called HT 219134b, is a bit larger than Earth and located a mere 21 light-years away in the Cassiopeia constellation near the North Star. While HT 219134b orbits too close to its star to sustain life, it is the closest exoplanet to Earth to be detected transiting or crossing in front of its star, which makes it perfect for extensive scientific research. The results of this discovery are the subject of a study accepted for publication in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope and the W.M. Keck Observatory in Hawaii have made independent confirmations of an exoplanet orbiting far from its central star. The finding, made through a technique called gravitational microlensing, opens up a new piece of discovery space in the hunt for extrasolar planets, to uncover planets as far from their central stars as Jupiter and Saturn are from our Sun. The Hubble and Keck Observatory results will appear in the July 30th edition of the Astrophysical Journal. NASA's prime contractor for the Orion spacecraft, Lockheed Martin, conducted its second successful ground-based test recently to evaluate how the fairing panels on Orion will separate on its way to space. The massive panels help the spacecraft endure the aerodynamic forces encountered during launch, then are jettisoned several minutes into flight. The testing incorporated several design changes to reduce spacecraft mass and better prepare Orion for its first test mission on NASA's Space Launch System rocket to a distant lunar orbit. The 20th NASA Extreme Environment Mission Operations, or NEMO mission, got underway July 20th in the Florida Keys, about 60 feet below the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. NASA astronaut Serena Onyan and ESA astronaut Luca Parmitano are among the NEMO crew of the Aquarius Habitat, the world's only undersea science station. The 14-day mission is designed to test tools and techniques for use during possible future spacewalks on asteroids and the surfaces of Mars and its moons. According to a NASA study published in the July 30th Journal of Geophysical Research Atmospheres, California accumulated a rainfall debt of about 20 inches between 2012 and 2015. That's equivalent to the state's average amount of rainfall in a year. The majority of the precipitation loss is the result of a high-pressure system in the eastern Pacific Ocean that has hindered water vapor-rich air currents called atmospheric rivers from reaching the California coast since 2011. The Unmanned Aircraft Systems Traffic Management Convention kicked off July 28th at NASA's Ames Research Center in Moffett Field, California. The three-day event featured a keynote speech from Jaewon Shin, the agency's Associate Administrator for Aeronautics. It also included demonstrations of the latest developments in unmanned aircraft systems technology, safety, and security, solutions for privacy concerns and issues, and discussion about the future impact of low-altitude flight on the emerging business sector.